Hello guys, how's it going today? Chelsea Face here, and I'm excited to bring you today's new video, which is my TBR for the month of December. This is just gonna be kind of rough because December's really busy for most people. November was crazy, but I did still read a ton. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that this month. We'll see. Christmas is much more hectic because I'm buying gifts for everyone, and it's a little more stressful, but I've got some things I want to read, so I'm just gonna show you what I think I might read for this month. The first thing that I want to read is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I did start this last month. You can see I've got my bookmark here. I won this in a Goodreads giveaway, and it came with this cute little themed bookmark from the book. I am really enjoying it so far. I think it's going to be fantastic. I've heard so many good things about this book already from people who have pre-read it. It's pretty thick. It's got these textured edges, and it's really fun, and it's a really well-made arc. Like, I'm very, very excited to read it. It comes out, I think, January 20th. It's kind of a dark story about a girl who, she's in like her 20s or 30s, and like she's seeing all these Me Too type movements, and she apparently was abused when she was in school younger by a teacher who was much older, and she's having to either decide if that was okay with her at the time or if she was actually being abused. So it deals with a lot of like controversial ideas in the sense of, are they really being molested and raped if they were okay with it at the time, or were they being groomed, you know? And it's just kind of interesting to see that side of it instead of it just being totally okay or totally bad. I'm not saying it's okay to do those things. It's totally terrible whether or not they agreed to it or not, but it is very interesting to still read about that. So I can't wait to read this, and so far I highly recommend it. It's been blurred by Stephen King. It says a well-constructed package of dynamite, so I can't wait to read it. Really dark, and I can see this putting people in a bad place, so just be warned if you do pick this up. The author at the front was very clear to let you know that this is not an insight to anyone she knows or herself. This was just a made-up story that she was inspired to make based on the Me Too movement. So yeah, I'm excited to continue reading this. I don't know if I'll finish it this month, but I will certainly get some of it read. Next, I have volume 2 of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, the manga, and I've already read most of it, as you can see here. It is by Kodansha Comics, ages 13 plus, $10.99 per volume, and this one's thicker than the first volume, so that's interesting to me. Once again, there's a lot of plot convenience in this so far, but I am excited to continue the series, and this one has Pretty Mercury on the front. I don't know who my favorite Guardian is quite yet, but I am excited to continue the series. We'll see what I think about it. Most of the rest of these are going to be things that I showed in my library pickup, so yeah. I have the Alien vs. Predator Omnibus Volume 1, and I've already read that much of it, and it's good, but it's going to take a long time for me to read this because it is so many different things in one book, and it's just really dense. Like, it is chock full of content, like dialogue and text. So I am enjoying it. It's by Dark Horse, but it is a lot. So it's just gonna take me a while. I may finish it this month. I will have to turn it in by the end of the month, so there is that. But I am liking it so far. The art's really nice. The next two books I want to read this month are volumes 1 and 2 of One Punch Man, the graphic novel series by Shonen Jump, and it's originally by One. The story is by One, is what he calls himself, and the art is by Yusuke Murata. So I've heard these are really good, and I can't wait to check them out. Luckily, my library has these. I don't know if they have the whole series, but they at least have the beginning of it. I really want to check this out. It's Shonen Jump and rated T for teen, and it's Viz Media, so I know it's going to be well done. $9.99 per volume if you buy them yourself. That's not too bad. But it's a really good series about a guy who can literally beat anyone with one punch. So it gets pretty silly. I think it has some fun things going on. It's kind of like My Hero before My Hero, if that makes sense. I think it's very similar in the idea, but My Hero is much more for kids, and this is much more for adults, I think. Next, I have Blade, Blood and Chaos by Draco, McGregor, Sears, Hagen, and Smith, a Marvel series, and it even has like an African American sticker. I guess our library like marks things that are African American characters. That's interesting. But they didn't do that with Spawn, so I don't know. Either way, this is a collection of Blade stuff, and if you know who Blade is, he's like a vampire killer vampire dude, and I'm just really excited to read it. It was also rented from our library, so I'm hoping to get to this. I don't know much about Blade, but I am still excited to read it. It says a daywalker finds himself in the middle of an undead gang war when a vampiric mafia Don's daughter seeks vengeance for the sins of her father, and Blade is her weapon of choice. Something about New Orleans and S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, it sounds really fun. It's rated T for teen. Originally this is $35, so it's pretty expensive, so I'm glad I'm getting to rent it, but I still can't wait to check it out. And then finally I have Spawn, the Origins Collection, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. Also borrowing these from my library. I tend to get through comics fairly quickly because they are so fast. This one's a little bit damaged. Luckily I didn't do it. The art is so pretty. Like, I can't wait to read these. It's about a guy who, he pretty much dies and he doesn't know how, and he gets sent to hell, and then he has to figure out what happened and something about his wife. My husband's already read this volume, but I have not started them yet. So I'm excited to read these. They're very, very pretty, dark, gruesome-y art style. So I think they're going to be really fun. But yeah, that's all the books that I plan to read this month. 90% of them are graphic novels and manga. That's just what I've been into lately. And even if my channel does transform into mostly that, that's fine with me. That's the kind of things I'll read the most, and I'm very much a mood reader. So if I just feel like reading a bunch of manga one month, that's what I'm gonna do. If I feel like reading a bunch of books one month, I'll do that. But it just depends on what I'm in the mood for. I'm not gonna make myself read something I hate unless it's like an ARC copy that I accepted from someone. I don't want to make myself miserable reading things I don't like. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This was a little bit quicker than normal. I do not feel great, as you know from the last video, so I'm just trying to get this done and move on with my day and get some things done and rest and play some video games and just relax, because we did Black Friday at my work and it was crazy and I'm still exhausted, not to mention my neighbors are terrible and they will not let us sleep past 2 a.m. So yeah, pray for us. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you want more of my content in your feed, please subscribe. I love doing book videos and vlogs and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm doing Vlogmas yet. I want to, but it really depends on my workload and everything I've got going on. So we'll see. Me and my husband are starting a gaming Twitch channel, so I will link that in the description below if you want to follow us and watch us play video games. We're sharing a channel because that's easier for our schedules, and we will be able to stream more often if we're able to take turns and do it together. It's just something that we want to do with each other and not kind of isolate ourselves. So we just want to do that thing together, and we're going to change a lot of the imagery there. The only thing that we've changed so far is the name. We're going to be naming ourselves Foxy Samurai. We have a lot of backstory for that. If you're interested, you can ask us in the chat, and we would love to be there and talk to you guys. So please go and follow us there. We would love to have a good time with you guys whenever we do start gaming. It'll be very soon, within the next couple weeks. We'll have it all hooked up because we've already ordered everything and it's on its way here. So please check that out, and please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Bye guys.